I'm going to start on the back half of this truck. I'm going to pick up where I left off in my previous videos. If you're a returning viewer, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you're new to the channel, welcome. And this is my rusty Tacoma frame. Rusty Tacoma frame, viewer, rusty Tacoma frame. What we're going to have to do is start by removing some more stuff so that we have access to the frame. We'll get it cleaned and ground down, and then we'll start boxing it in and repairing any small things that need to be fixed along the way. And when we're done, the whole back of this truck will be rebuilt and ready to go. And then we can move on to further projects. Well, no surprise, that thing put up a fight. I had some bolts come out, some broke, some I ended up just cutting out and hitting with the air chisel. But I did get that cross member out. Now it's fully exposed. I can get in here and cut out all these mini boxed in sections that are obviously hiding rust and dirt. So I need to cut those out, grind them open like I did on some other spots on this frame. And we'll get this whole frame opened up. Here's what this side looks like. So you can go right down in there, and you can see that shock mount, which I'm going to have to end up cutting off some of it. I did take measurements on it, so I have an idea of where I need to go back on when I do box this in. One other thing I just wanted to point out is this mini boxed in section. It's kind of a cute little guy that Toyota put in here. That's just there to give a little support where that rear leaf shackle mount is. I'm going to end up, of course, boxing it in fully, but that just looks like something they put there to support that part of the frame. I'm going to roll this outside. It's nice enough that I can do all my dirty grinding and cutting out there instead of sneaking up my shop. So I'm going to do that next. What's behind door number 1? Oh, look at that. A bunch of rust and crust hiding in there. So you can see that stuff is kind of fallen off as I've been working on this truck frame, but there's still some pieces in here. That's why I need to cut these open so I can get those chunks out of there and get it clean. You can also see other things like where bolts have broke off. They're stuck on the inside. That's not a problem. They'll be going away anyway. But before I cut these things off completely, I just want to show the kind of stuff that can hide in here. Also, over here behind door number 2, same kind of deal. I'm going to cut these out, clean this all out, and grind it. And then I'll work my way down the other sections. I have some more cutting to do. I took a break from grinding and cutting these areas out because this rearmost shock mount is going to need a little bit more attention. I have it cut top and bottom and around as much as I can. You can see it does flex a little bit. But what Toyota did is they have this shock mount going straight through, which is good, to the back, and then it's welded on the back side here. So what I'm going to do is try to eyeball center it and maybe run a hole saw around it to remove this plug, get that out of there. I want to save this mount so that I can use it as a reference for in the future when I make some new ones after I'm done back here. It's going to have to mount, in the same location but a little bit differently. So I'm going to cut that off next. We're going to try to not screw this up too bad. Get a little Earl on there. Come on, Earl. And if we can even get close, just enough to pop this mount off from the back here. Like I said, this is where it's welded. I started a pilot hole. Ooh, aggressive. It's getting close. Well, I'd say that worked out quite dandy. There you go. Nothing like drilling holes in your truck frame. But there's the mount like I was talking about. You can see now from, this would be the back side here. And the hole saw did a pretty good job. I was able to cut fairly close to center. So now this piece is out of the way. I can get in there and clean the rest of that out and grind it. And I'll save this for the future so I can use it as a reference making new mounts. After more grinding than a high school dance, I went ahead and needle scaled it, got it cleaned up best I could, and I rolled the truck back inside, laid down some cardboard, and I did the metal etch treatment, the phosphoric acid. I let it sit overnight, and as you can see, it's got this really cool black look to it now. It's way cleaner than it was. I'm going to take the opportunity today to power wash it because we're in a bit of a warm spell. The snow has melted. We're in the 40s. I got my power washer out and turned water back on in my shop. I'm going to blast not only this down, I'm going to blast the whole truck down because all this grinding and stuff has kicked up a lot of dirt. So we're going to go ahead and do that next, get it clean, and we'll see how it looks. Come on, Honda. One pull. Two pull. This truck is so much cleaner now. I needed to wash big time. It had sat for a while in my driveway before I even started this whole project. So it's nice to have it clean now, top to bottom and underneath. The whole frame got blasted. And honestly, I like to clean things before I work on them. It makes the whole process suck a lot less. That pressure washer has over 4,000 pounds of pressure. It's enough that it even blasted some bits of rust off the frame. I got it very clean and then dry, so I went ahead and hit it with that phosphoric acid metal treatment one more time. This is the finish that I'm left with. I'm going to go over it with a wire brush and get it wiped down one more time, and then I can go over the frame because there's areas that need to be repaired before I can box it in. So I got to come up with a plan to do that on a section by section basis, and then we'll get to it.